Okay, I think it's time I stopped putting this off. So basically, back when I was first starting uploading Genshin Impact reactions and stuff, you guys, after I finished the version trailers and character demos and the teaser and stuff, you guys told me there was another set of videos I should react to on Genshin Impact's official YouTube channel as well, and they were called the Collected Miscellany. Now, these ones are a bit different. They don't dive into the lore and stuff as well. I hear there's some light little bit of story in it, you know, in the individual video, but it's mainly to showcase the characters. So like seeing how they play, how to properly use them and stuff, maybe even try to use them with other characters type thing. But it's more gameplay oriented than story, and in a way that kind of turned me off from reacting to it, especially since I've been lured in by all the storytelling, world building and stuff like that. So it just seemed lower on the priority list, so I kind of put it on the back burner so I can just react to other stuff and everything like that. But I think it's finally time to reach into my back pocket and react to some more Genshin stuff while I make my way back into Inazuma. So I'm super excited to be getting there for the first time. So, but again, if you guys are ready for more Genshin Impact on the channel, hit the like button for your boy. It lets me know that you guys like videos like this one, and subscribing to the channel will make sure you never miss another video or live stream of these games ever again. So without further ado, let's go ahead and react to the Collected Miscellany, and I believe it starts with Venti. There's 50 of these things, so let's get started. Okay, and it's another one of those ones where the playlist is backwards. Thanks, Genshin Impact. So we're gonna have to go backwards for each one. But okay, yeah, this is Venti's Collected Miscellany. This is the very first one that was uploaded. Let's freaking get started. I'm using the streaming setup this time too, so I just want to switch it up sometime. Okay, MiHoYo, just before Hoyo verse.
A mysterious bard named Venti has recently appeared in the world, singing tales for the city of freedom.
Yuri Lowenthal.
This city is Mondstadt, the crown of the north. A free nation with no ruler. This
I didn't even remember they didn't have a ruler.
Land in the north of Teyvat is now fertile. A blessing left by the god of Anemo, they say. 1,000 years have passed since the god of Anemo left this land. But to me, it has only been half that time.
Come on, traveler, let's go. The world is full of lost ballads just waiting to be rediscovered.
I've heard that quote so many times, but not doing anything in the game or something.
The power of Anemo, Venti can battle with ease in almost any environment. His versatile attack style and his ability to launch enemies with his elemental skill allow for
That's so good.
Mobility in battle. His unique elemental burst can pull together nearby enemies.
You guys that might have been watching me go through Leeway and stuff in some of the Genshin streams, you know I already have Venti. I actually had Venti since I first tried Genshin Impact back then. It was one of the first pulls I got, I think, randomly. But yeah, Venti's great. I love Venti's like always on my team.
Making him a strategic character who can both deal damage and control the battlefield. When Venti is in your party, gliding consumes less stamina for all characters.
Wow, I didn't actually realize that.
To say, this skill will...
You know, that might actually answer some questions, because there was a couple times where I realized like, Venti, like I'm using more stamina than I should be, and it happened to me those times where I took Venti out of my party.
Come in handy on your adventures. Take Venti along when exploring the beautiful open world. Normal attacks can perform up to 6 consecutive shots. The first and fourth shots can fire an extra arrow, while the 6th shot deals greater damage. Hold the attack button to use a more powerful aimed shot.
Yeah.
When fully charged, an Anemo-infused arrow is fired and deals even more damage to the enemy.
It's like a crit.
Call upon the wind on which hymns and songs fly to lift your enemies up into the sky.
Whoa.
When you use the elementals...
Why did that do that? Did it just take itself down in quality or something?
Skills.
Why would it do that?
Sonnet. Venti summons a wind domain at the enemy's location.
I love that so much.
Anemo damage. Enemies are launched into the air and fall slowly to the ground. Hold Skyward Sonnet to summon an even larger wind domain around Venti, dealing greater area of effect damage and launching enemies into the air. Venti also uses this powerful wind to fly high into the air. Adept use of this skill
I do that
not
for
only
traveling
allows
so
you
much.
to attack enemies, but also dodge attacks and move around the environment.
Woo!
If the opportunity presents itself, you can also use a plunging attack from above. Wind domains can even be utilized to help you get around.
Okay, I didn't know that's actually something they promoted, but yeah, I did that all the time.
After unlocking the talent Embrace of Winds, holding Skyward Sonnet will also create a temporary upcurrent as you fly into the air.
Yep.
By firing an arrow infused with coalesced winds, Venti creates a fierce storm that sucks in surrounding enemies.
So good,
and deals
man.
Animo damage.
Literally, that ult is like the core of my playstyle. You would not believe how many times I see enemies and I just walk up unnoticed, pop Venti ult, then switch someone else in like Fischl, and then switch in Yan Fei or something, just
with
eat
hydro,
people
iron,
alive.
cryo, or electro elements causes the storm to absorb that element and deal additional elemental damage.
It's a good way to just bring people together.
Each time. After unlocking the talent Storm Eye, Venti's energy will be replenished at the end of Wind's Grand Ode. If an element was absorbed, the energy of party members of that element will also be replenished.
Oh, that's cool.
Even though Venti is more than capable of handling different obstacles in battle, strategic party selection and teamwork can help you maximize Venti's abilities. First, use Divine Archery to attack enemies from afar and whittle away at their health.
Yeah.
Use Skyward Sonnet to launch dangerous enemies into the air. Gather up energy to prepare for the final attack.
Dang, this is that
When your
1.0
energy is
team.
full, unleash your elemental burst. Wind's Grand Ode sucks the enemies in and deals animo damage.
Yeah, bigger
Use
enemies
another
don't really
element on
get dragged
enemies
in
a
like
storm
that.
to generate a swirl reaction. Then use another compatible element to cause an elemental reaction.
Yeah.
Causing another elemental reaction brings the battle to a swift end.
That's how you do it.
As we all know, poetry and language flow like the wind. Venti captures this spirit in his ballads. Flora and fauna he sings of seem to have a life of their own and transport us to the moon and the stars. This self-proclaimed best bard of the mortal world gets his strength, his unwithering inspiration from the wind.
That's beautiful.
What Venti seeks in life is not eternal fame for his ballads. Rather, he'd be happy with a cup of wine and a lyre to sing the marvelous stories of the world. Yes, that would make Venti the Bard very content indeed.
It's funny how they didn't spoil, about who Venti is in that, because I don't know if this released like before it came out, but still. It's good that they didn't do so, because people could watch these without really getting spoiled on story.
Winery's owner, Dluke dominates Mondstadt's
Okay,
alcohol.
Dluke is someone I know practically nothing about, so this is cool. I'm excited to see this one.
Wealth and
It's been so
information
long.
are at his fingertips. Modest and refined, yet quick to act whenever Mondstadt faces a crisis.
This was a character I wanted
What
really
caused him
bad
to
when I
choose
first
this
played,
path?
but never got him.
How very curious.
There must be those who dare to pierce the darkness with their light.
As one who wields pyro and a claymore,
That wasn't Ray Chase, was it?
Dluke
No.
has perfected the art of violence.
Perfected the art of
And
violence.
with his powerful skills, Dluke causes massive damage with ease and crushes all his foes with fearsome, ruthless strikes. Born a noble, Dluke is well versed in all things swords. With his guidance, no metal ore is wasted in their making. When forging claymores, Dluke recovers a set percentage of the ores used, aiding greatly in your adventure.
That's pretty awesome.
Dluke's normal attack performs up to 4 consecutive strikes, with the fourth strike launching enemies.
He attacks pretty quick for a
Holding the
greatsword
attack
user.
button constantly consumes Dluke's stamina to launch swift consecutive attacks, dealing increased physical damage to nearby enemies.
Dude, I kind of
Unleashing
really
an
want
extra
Dluke.
powerful attack at the end that launches enemies. Use this wisely to scatter enemy groups and defeat shielded foes. Unlocking the talent
Dang.
Relentless decreases Dluke's charged attack stamina consumption and increases its maximum duration. Use his fierce attacks to defeat those before you. Using the elemental skill Searing Onslaught, Dluke strikes with his claymore, dealing pyro damage. This can be done 3 times in a row, with a short window of time to connect each strike. But pay attention. This skill
I love the
is cooldown
animations.
if the next strike is not activated in a short period of time. Using Searing Onslaught in concert with normal attacks allows you to deal constant damage to enemies.
Okay, so
while
you have to
remaining evasive and
keep
mobile.
going in between them.
Additionally, since this skill deals pyro damage, Dluke can form combinations with other characters, using elemental reactions to deal greater damage.
Your verdict is?
He would have been great to pair with
Surrounding
Lisa
himself
back in the day.
flames, Dluke knocks nearby enemies back, before gathering the flames into his blade and launching a phoenix.
I guess still now.
Dealing massive pyro damage to enemies in its
Now,
path.
dude, the Phoenix there?
Dluke's normal and charged attacks will also deal pyro damage for a period of time. Dawn has a very large hitbox, allowing it to not only strike airborne foes, but also forcibly reposition enemies to an extent, making it very strong against groups. The pyro damage conversion that Dawn provides further strengthens Dluke's attacks. Unlocking the Blessing of Phoenix talent increases the duration of Dawn's pyro damage conversion. It gives
Okay.
Dluke a pyro damage bonus.
Dang, dude.
Dluke is, without question, a well-honed warrior, who efficiently deals with any task. Now, please witness him in action.
Okay, show us something good.
He begins suppressing the target with normal attacks, combining it with his elemental skill to deal great pyro damage to the enemy.
I can't imagine attacking
Moves
that with an
between these two
actual
attack
sword.
modes to suppress the foe more quickly, while building up elemental energy. He uses his elemental burst once his energy is full, followed by attacks enhanced by Blessing of Phoenix.
Oh, that's so good.
Flawlessly.
I love that attack that
His
makes him attack
explosive,
faster.
ruthless fighting style and his aloof manner are all admirable traits. But if the disaster from 5 centuries ago were to happen again, if he were to face the same evil that I once did, would he still hold fast to his resolve?
Oh, he referenced that.
Makes me most curious indeed.
That he actually referenced the "we will be remembered," or "we will be reunited." That's cool. Oh boy, time to see Klee freaking destroying everything on the planet. You know what? Let's do it. Let's freaking do it.
There are many remarkable people in Mondstadt's Knights of Favonius. Among them is a
What is these
small knight
angles?
who raised Stormbearer Mountains flat.
Wait, so she's actually a
His
knight?
name has recently become commonplace, both within Mondstadt and beyond.
So
When it
much
comes
destruction.
To Spark Knight Klee, there are rumors aplenty.
Spark Knight?
Interestingly, those telling these rumors do so with a smirk and a shake of their heads, joking that even Mondstadt's fish have learned to swim away when they see her.
Can I come play with you today? Please? I want to go on an adventure.
Well known
I don't know, it
as the
sounds like
Spark Knight,
murder.
Klee is able to deal continuous pyro damage with her childlike glee and a pack and pockets full of bombs.
That is, those
But
things are
watch
not
out,
supposed to
as
correlate at
anything
all.
near her may be turned to ash in a fiery explosion.
Yes, I see.
Klee loves adventures and is adept at expeditions.
Dude, I love
and
the little
gathering.
run.
Not only does she know the locations of Mondstadt's unique flora, she may also know where to find a treasure or two. When Klee is on your team, the location of items unique to Mondstadt will appear on your minimap. When it comes to anything explosive,
So I've seen that symbol with the hand, but does that only happen when she's on your lineup? Because wait, I don't think I have Klee. I thought I had Klee, but when I started playing, I saw that I didn't have it. Does someone else just have the same ability or something?
Control her enthusiasm. Klee's normal attack performs up to 3 consecutive explosive attacks that deal AoE pyro damage. Holding the attack button consumes a certain amount of stamina, and after a short casting time, blasts enemies, dealing AoE pyro damage. When Klee is up high, her charged attack can reach enemies even farther away.
Yeah, I see that.
Also, Klee's normal and charged attacks are especially effective against geo targets, making them ideal against enemies with geo shields.
Oh, that's great.
Mining ore. After unlocking the talent Sparkling Burst, when Klee's charged attack lands a critical hit, some energy will be restored for all party members.
Nice.
Use Klee's elemental skill to toss Jumpy Dumpty.
Jumpy Dumpty.
Will bounce 3 times.
I know you recorded that line. He said, "What? Wait, Jumpy Dumpty? That's the best you got?"
Bounce causing an explosion that deals AoE pyro damage. On the 3rd bounce, Jumpy Dumpty will burst into mines. These explode upon contact with enemies or after a short time, dealing AoE pyro damage. Jumpy Dumpty will automatically recharge over time to up to 2 charges.
Pairing her with Lisa was probably nightmarish back in the day.
After Jumpy Dumpty explodes, switch characters and pull enemies together to take advantage of the mines and deal a lot of damage to enemies.
Oh, shoot.
After unlocking the talent Pounding Surprise, when Jumpy Dumpty and normal attacks deal damage, Klee has a chance to obtain an explosive spark. When Klee has an explosive spark, instead of consuming stamina, her next charged attack will expend the spark instead and deal increased damage.
Oh, that's pretty neat.
Klee's Blazing Delight, Sparks and Splash.
Where's his child's mother?
Attacks nearby enemies for the duration of the skill, dealing AoE pyro damage. Sparks and Splash has high damage and attack rate, empowering Klee to deal immense damage while on the battlefield.
So is she good? Still in the meta?
Pyro attacks, earning her a role as the firepower of your party. Next, let's look at a battle to experience Klee's incredible destructive capability. In battle, Klee can use her elemental skill and normal attacks to repeatedly activate the effect of the talent Pounding Surprise and use charged attacks to suppress enemies. When her energy is full, unleash an elemental burst to further increase her ability to deal damage.
Dang, you're gonna do it all on this dude?
Fun causing explosions, spreading flames in every direction, and burning enemies to a crisp.
It's funny. They say Dluke has mastered the art of violence. I think we need to jump that title over to someone else.
Talk about their home. They proudly call it the City of Wind, Dandelions, and Freedom. Perhaps it was Mondstadt's atmosphere of freedom that led the famous adventurer Alice to entrust her daughter Klee to the care of the Knights of Favonius. With this freedom, Klee has had a happy and unrestrained childhood.
Good dance.
But all baby birds must leave the nest someday. Hopefully, our little Spark Knight will remain just as happy-go-lucky when that day comes.
All this death and destruction.
All the way.
These are bombs, right, guys? We know these are bombs with this child. Bro, look at this. One dude messed with her on the playground one time, bro. The bully comes through and disrespects one time. That's it, bro. That's it, bro. They're dead. They're dead. I'm saying they're gone. I'm sorry. They're gone.
When Grandmaster Varka of Mondstadt's Knights of Favonius left on an expedition, his role passed to Jean, the eldest daughter of House Gunhildr.
What's up,
the young
Jean?
acting Grandmaster had become a skilled swordsman through hard work, and works harder still for the sake of the Knights. Self-sacrifice, after all, is the Dandelion Knight's path.
As the wind continues to blow, so too shall I continue to fight.
Jean has excellent crowd control and support abilities.
I never got her either.
In concert with others to suppress the enemy. Jean's elemental burst can instantly restore her health, and benefit her allies as well, making her the pillar of any team.
What element is she?
Even when
Water?
Cooking, Jean is always concerned with helping others.
Or wind?
And can accidentally make extra helpings.
Accidentally.
When Jean cooks a restorative dish perfectly, she has a chance to create 2 of them. All the better to face the battles ahead. Jean can perform up to 5 consecutive normal attacks, dealing physical damage to enemies.
I love the sound design there.
Holding the attack button consumes a set amount of stamina and unleashes a wind-infused thrust that deals high physical damage and launches enemies.
Okay, so yeah, she's gotta be an
Launched
animo
enemies will
character.
fall slowly for a short time, allowing Jean to control the flow of battle and give her teammates a chance to perform follow-up attacks more safely.
Ooh.
Unlocking the talent Wind Companion gives Jean's normal attacks a chance to heal all party members on hit. This healing scales with Jean's attack power. Tapping her elemental skill Gale Blade causes Jean to gather formless wind on her sword and unleash a small storm, launching enemies in the direction Jean is aiming, dealing animo damage. Holding Gale Blade constantly consumes Jean's stamina. Nearby enemies in front
Oh, dude, that's
her to
cool.
adjust the direction in which she wishes to launch them.
Okay, that's pretty
Enemies
cool.
launched by Gale Blade will remain clumped together when they fall, making follow-up attacks easier. Gale Blade is a very flexible ability. Strategic use of the surrounding terrain will often amplify its effects.
Wind, hear me.
Calling upon the wind's protection, Jean creates a dandelion field, knocking nearby enemies back and dealing animo damage. The field also quickly heals nearby allies and all party members. This healing scales with Jean's attack power. The dandelion field continuously heals characters within it, infusing them with animo, while dealing animo damage to enemies who enter or leave the field. Once the talent Let the Wind Lead is unlocked, using Dandelion Field will regenerate some additional elemental energy. Jean can help her team take charge, aid in their attacks, and do great damage through skillful use of her abilities.
Dang, kind of made me wish I had her.
A well-rounded fighter indeed. Start the battle by using her elemental skill. Mop up nearby enemy groups and build elemental energy. Then use her charged attack to disrupt their movements, allowing your party members to switch in, attack, and deal damage.
That would kind of let me be able to replace Venti in some capacity.
Use her elemental burst at the opportune moment to repel enemies and regenerate your team's health before beginning the next round of attacks to finish the fight.
I wouldn't though, because I don't have her.
Though Jean may lack experience, Mondstadt has only prospered since she assumed Varka's great responsibilities. Even I, who has seen countless people, must respect her desire to always defend Mondstadt. But unlike most who bear great burdens, this young knight has remained as tenacious as ever. How was her will molded, and what sustains her edge such that it never wears down? If fate wills it, I will find the answer to these questions.
I don't think you're thinking about that anymore. Sorry, you're not thinking about it anymore. Okay, I have Chichi, so I'll probably know a lot in this one.
Children as special as Chichi are few and far between. As a zombie, time has no effect on her, but she has difficulty committing things to memory.
She definitely does.
Chichi, perhaps this is a good thing. She can forget her past and be an herb gatherer at Boo Boo Pharmacy.
Boo Boo.
But those who underestimate her just for being a child
I'm sorry.
do so at their peril.
I am Chichi. I am a zombie. And I forgot what comes next.
You don't have the script in front of you?
With mastery over cryo, Chichi is a powerful asset to your team. Despite her size, she has the strength to protect others. With Chichi by your side.
Yeah, Chichi's a powerful ally. Blaze telling me Chichi sucks. No, Chichi's goated. I'm not taking any slander.
You will always feel safe. When gathering herbs, she always knows where to find them.
Chill.
Because she always carries a notebook with her that has all their locations marked, lest she go out and become completely lost. With Chichi on your team, the mini-map will show areas where plants unique to Liyue grow.
Oh,
making it
okay.
easier to gather certain resources.
You know, that might have been
Chichi's
why I
normal
was
attack
seeing
can
that.
combo up to 5 slashes, dealing physical damage to enemies. Holding the attack button consumes a set amount of stamina, and releases a 2-slash flurry, dealing high physical damage. Using Chichi's elemental skill, Herald of Frost, deals cryo damage to surrounding enemies.
The song.
Herald of Frost moves with the character, dealing damage along the way, while also healing the current character periodically. While Herald of Frost is active, normal and charged attack hits heal the entire party and nearby
Dude, I like the
allies
animations
by a
of
set
that.
amount based on Chichi's attack power. Not only does this increase the team's endurance, it also allows you to dominate the enemy when paired with Hydro. This skill is also useful during exploration. Using it to freeze water surfaces is a sound strategy for conserving stamina. After unlocking the talent,
I didn't think they'd actually tell you about that
when
stuff.
a character under the influence of Adeptus Art Herald of Frost triggers an elemental reaction, incoming healing is increased.
Sacred name, Fortune Preserver.
When Chichi releases the adeptal power sealed inside herself, she marks nearby enemies with a fortune-preserving talisman and deals cryo damage to them. When enemies marked with fortune-preserving talismans take damage, the character dealing the damage is healed. By choosing an opportune moment to use Adeptus Art Preserver of Fortune, the whole team can be protected while dishing out damage.
Really? I feel like I don't remember this.
After unlocking the talent A Glimpse into Arcanum, normal and charged attack hits have a chance to tag enemies with a fortune-preserving talisman, once per set time period. Chichi has the ability to constantly heal, an excellent safeguard that helps keep your team alive. The more difficult the battle, the more apparent Chichi's assistance becomes.
Shout out to Chichi.
When entering battle, first use Herald of Frost to allow your team to deal constant cryo damage and easily trigger elemental reactions for greater damage. The effects of Herald of Frost will keep your team fighting fit until the right moment comes to unleash an elemental burst.
They have Barbara
allowing your
and
team to safely
Chichi.
unleash all the firepower they've got. As a zombie, Chichi has escaped the grip of both time and death. How Chichi entered this state of existence, I do not know.
I wonder if they'll
But I
ever actually
doubt
talk
it
about
was
that.
of her own volition.
I mean, yeah.
Are the heavenly principles toying with her? Or is fate seeking to torture her?
Somebody actually did that. Somebody definitely did.
Simple pleasures, really a thing so fragile.
I kind of wonder why she did become, you know, a zombie like that. I don't know if they ever answer that or something, because somebody told me I don't really need to watch a lot of the hangout events and stuff like that. It's kind of whatever. But I wonder if like they actually go into little things like that don't really matter, but like if you care about the character, you can kind of watch it, kind of thing. So I'd be interested in seeing that, honestly. I'm looking to the left a lot because my recording program is being weird.
Though few have eyes to perceive their meaning. But Mona, an astrologist newly arrived in Mondstadt, is able to read the fates of others through stars reflected in the water. But while no phenomenon is hidden from the astrologist Mona, she struggles often with the minutiae of daily life.
Ooh, that's your vocab word for the day.
Most common predicament. The more you seek truth, the more simple joys elude you.
This was ordained by fate. Long had I foreseen it.
Mona has
That's still a
skill
raw
that
character
matches her
design.
reputation.
Reminds me of the
As a
black
hydro-aligned
black
catalyst
mages from
user,
Final
she
Fantasy.
masters the battlefield with ease, controlling the situation and creating openings for her teammates to attack. As a student
Oh, look at
of
the
all
little
things
animation.
in and under the night sky, Mona also has a strong grasp of weapon construction. In truth, she finds that most weapons are
Oh,
wastefully made.
what?
When she crafts weapon ascension materials, she has a chance to recover a portion of the materials used.
Okay, similar to Dluke, just on a different
Mona's
field.
normal attack performs up to 4 strikes that deal hydro damage. Holding the attack button
Someone was telling me that like Yanfei I have on my team, Mona's kind of like the water Yanfei.
Consumes a set amount of
Because I really do want
stamina
Mona,
and deals
but
area
I never got
effect
her.
hydro damage after a short casting time. Mona creates a phantom of fate from coalesced water. This phantom taunts nearby enemies and deals continuous hydro damage to them. The phantom explodes.
Oh, it taunts them too. That's crazy.
Dealing area of effect hydro damage to enemies. Holding the elemental skill button causes Mona to ride a flow of water backwards and summon her phantom. This skill has many applications. The phantom can be used to taunt enemies, making them wet and priming them for attacks from Mona's allies.
Whew, whew,
It can also
that combo.
help her out of a pinch.
The music right now is great.
When Mona sprints, she cloaks herself in flowing water, consuming stamina to move rapidly.
Bro, that is
Ending
so
this
extra,
skill
but so
causes Mona to
cool.
emerge, getting nearby enemies wet. Illusory Torrent also allows Mona to travel swiftly over water.
Does it not
Once
cost
her first
stamina?
passive talent is unlocked, Mona can create a phantom automatically if she maintains this skill for a certain period of time with an enemy nearby.
Fate is upon you.
Mona summons sparkling waves and creates a reflection of the starry sky, applying the wet and illusory bubble.
Why is there no like dark magic or gravity, you know, or some kind of void type class? Like you'd think that would be a thing, but it's not, you know, like absolutely, literally, I cannot think of a legitimate reason that like seeing Mona's character and not thinking, oh, astrologist, gravity, you know, space, you know, void, some type of like that, you know, that's what you'd think. But her design, the only thing that alludes you to water at all is that her clothes are blue. So it just kind of seems weird that they thought up the character design and stuff and the character herself before coming up with what element she would be. That's just what it seems like to me. And she's one of the only characters I feel that way with.
When affected by illusory bubble, weaker enemies will be imprisoned and unable to move.
I don't even think it's
Attacking
blue. I'm
imprisoned
colorblind.
enemies removes
It's
that status
purple,
from
blue,
them
something like that.
and deals an instance of hydro damage. When the status is cleared, the enemy comes under an omen. Enemies affected by an omen take more damage.
Oh yeah, over 100 more damage.
On the ever-changing battlefield, Mona's capacity for control cannot be overlooked. This astrologist aids her team at critical moments, controlling the field and maximizing her teammates' damage. As the battle begins, she first summons a phantom. It taunts enemies and lets her switch out, using the opening created to cooperate with her teammates and deal massive damage to enemies.
That's pretty amazing
She
though.
uses these
Constant.
combined techniques to control enemies, allowing the party to damage them safely. Once the time is right, she uses her elemental burst to entrap enemies and attacks them to trigger damage bonus effects. This way,
Okay.
she can defeat the weakened enemies before her, all in good time.
Dude, that seems like a good way to take out those guys, the whiz-robe looking
Mona's
dudes.
hydromancy is indeed unique. No one can deny her intelligence and talent. Within Mondstadt, there are few who possess the ability and a desire to seek truth equal to hers. But beware, O young seeker. You must sacrifice your all to unravel the world's secrets. Can the astrologist Mona truly bear such a burden?
Again, oh, crap. No. Go back. I like, okay, outside of the one thing that I did, the Unreconciled Stars, I don't think I ever actually met Mona in the story. So again, I feel like I know legit nothing about her character though. So I'm hoping that kind of gets remedied in some form. I mean, she's over there in Mondstadt, but I think she was only visiting though, right? So I'm wondering if they'll actually do something more with her eventually. Same thing with a lot of characters from before that don't really get screen time anymore.
it is Rex Lapis who protects their borders. But the city's daily affairs are run by the Chichi. As Yuheng of the Chichi, Kuching acts decisively and pragmatically, knowing every inch of Liyue like the back of her hand. Yet as a representative of the mortals of Liyue, she has much to say about Rex Lapis's unilateral governance.
We live in an era of change, as the old order that has existed for 1,000 years is about to be rewritten.
Within the Chichi, Kuching is one for action. Ruthless efficiency is her modus operandi. Like her personality, her sword work is both swift and uncompromising. This,
Ooh,
along with
whoa.
her control of
Ooh.
brings a shockingly abrupt
Oh, she's an
end
electro
to end.
character.
Kuching could not be more familiar with Liyue. Even on long journeys, she always finds a swift route back home. If dispatched on an expedition in Liyue, she will complete it more quickly than most.
Wow, by 25%.
Kuching can unleash a combo of up to 5 normal attacks, her final
Dude,
strike allowing her to pass
so
through
cool.
enemies.
That's so cool.
Yunlai swordsmanship is both offensive and defensive, offering a way to dodge some attacks and strike back from a better angle.
That's cool because if you don't time the dodge just
Hold the
right,
attack button
continuing
to
the combo
consume
would let her
stamina
dodge it
and
too.
release a 2/ flurry, dealing high physical damage. Tap Kuching's elemental skill Stellar Restoration to throw a lightning stiletto, which deals electro damage to enemies in a small area upon impact, and leaves behind a lightning stiletto marker. If Kuching uses Stellar Restoration again while the marker is still present,
She teleports to
flies
it.
the marker and performs a quick slash.
So she on that Noctis type beat, dude.
Holding Stellar Restoration allows Kuching to aim the lightning stiletto before releasing it. Adept use of the lightning stiletto produces various results. With the lightning stiletto, Kuching can flash into battle and
Okay,
attack
that's
from the
pretty
best
cool,
position.
dude.
The lightning stiletto can also be used in exploration to navigate challenging terrain. Kuching can also
Alright,
kill
I
the
guess.
lightning stiletto with a charged attack, causing a slashing thunderstorm that deals electro AoE damage at its location. Deft use of this skill allows Kuching to creatively deal ranged damage. After unlocking the talent Thundering Penance, using
Ooh.
Stellar Restoration while the lightning stiletto is present converts Kuching's normal and charged attacks to electro damage for a short time.
Okay, okay. I know Fischl's supposed to be like one of the best like electro characters in the game, but I'm not gonna lie. If I had Kuching, I'd probably use her instead, just because, you know, well, one, the whole I created a universe. I don't have to hear her every time, but I don't know, dude. Her gameplay style is great. I love Fischl, by the way. I freaking love her, you know. But like, dang, dude, I'm not gonna lie. Kuching looks really cool. Like, bro.
Kuching unleashes her electro power, causing electro AoE damage. Hiding behind the shadow of her sword, she relentlessly slashes surrounding enemies at lightning speed,
Raw.
dealing multiple rounds of damage, with a final burst of electro AoE damage at the end. After unlocking the talent Aristocratic Dignity, casting Starward Sword increases Kuching's crit rate and energy recharge for a period of time.
So fast.
Light on her feet and leaving no shadow, Kuching is a sharp addition to any team. Groups of enemies or single opponents are no match for a well-executed combination of her skills. Kuching
Yup.
gets them all down with ease.
Teleport.
The combat with Kuching is
Down.
mastery of the lightning stiletto. First, use her elemental skill to place the
Dude.
stiletto.
I didn't even think about that in
Use
boss
her
fights.
elemental skill again to zip into battle and strike quickly. Follow up with more electro damage, using her elemental skill to suppress the enemy. And continue to use the lightning stiletto at opportune moments to frequently move and attack. Keep up the offensive to rapidly accumulate energy.
Dude, the music here, bro? Can y'all chill out, bro? It's too good.
Time to unleash Starward Sword and bring the fight to a perfect end. Human history is to be written by the people. Even without the protection of the gods, Liyue would flourish as always. This is Kuching's belief. This desire to take fate into her own hands. I remember this feeling. Will she be able to bring her vision to life, to protect this land she calls home? In the hands of the Chichi, where is Liyue headed? The road ahead is unclear, but we shall wait and see.
Dang, man, that made me really wish I had her, but I don't. Man. Oh, dude, Child is next? Oh, this is about to be crazy. It is about to be crazy. Because his gameplay seems super, like, complex.
The
I have no
Fatui
idea.
from Snezhnaya are known to make waves wherever they go in Teyvat. And Tartaglia is a driving force within them. Of the 11 Harbingers, 10 concern themselves with clandestine operations. Tartaglia is the sole exception.
Yeah, he
Rather
wants to
than
get
lure
out
his
there.
enemies into a trap, he prefers to face them head-on in one-on-one combat.
The wind is picking up. There's conflict in the air.
His reputation precedes him. Child is known far and wide as a fearsome warrior, well-versed in a variety of fighting forms. He can switch stances at will, and has 2 distinct modes of attack.
That's so cool.
When Tartaglia is in your party, all characters' normal attacks gain 1 level, dealing increased damage as a result.
Wait. Oh, okay. Oh, wow.
Tartaglia is weakest with a bow, so he chooses to use one precisely to overcome this weakness. His
Okay, so
normal attack-
he has a straight up regular normal attack with a bow
can combo up
too.
to 6 consecutive shots. Charging the attack executes a more precise shot that deals increased damage. While aiming, hydro energy accumulates on the arrowhead. A fully charged arrow will deal hydro damage to enemies on impact, and also apply the Riptide status to them.
Then you can run in
When an enemy is
with your
affected by
teammates.
Riptide, further hits from Tartaglia's fully charged arrows deal multiple bouts of area of effect hydro damage.
Ah, okay.
Also, when Tartaglia defeats an enemy affected by Riptide, it causes a hydro burst, which applies the Riptide status to nearby enemies.
Ah, okay.
Unlocking the talent Never Ending extends the duration of Riptide. Faced with a strong foe, Tartaglia will reveal his true might. When he casts his elemental skill, he summons weaponry fashioned from pure hydro, dealing hydro damage to surrounding enemies in the process, and also
Wait,
switches
so he
to
doesn't-
his melee stance. In
Okay,
this
there he
stance,
goes.
His normal attack now combos up to 6 consecutive hydro slashes.
Dude.
Charging the attack consumes stamina and releases a 2-slash flurry, dealing hydro damage. In melee stance, when Tartaglia strikes an
Oh
enemy
my
affected
goodness.
by Riptide, he deals area of effect hydro damage. Tartaglia exits melee stance when his elemental skill is cast again, or after a certain time has elapsed. He then returns to his ranged stance, and his elemental skill enters cooldown.
Ah, there it goes. Okay. I was
The
gonna
longer
say, is it gonna
Tartaglia
go?
spends in melee stance, the longer the cooldown time. After unlocking the talent Sword of Torrents, when in melee stance, if Tartaglia deals a critical hit, the Riptide status is applied to the enemy. Depending on Tartaglia's
Bro, this
stance,
music.
his elemental burst will unleash one of 2 different attacks.
Riptide!
In ranged stance, Tartaglia swiftly fires a hydro-imbued magic arrow ahead of him, which deals area of effect hydro damage, and also applies the Riptide status to enemies. Afterwards, Tartaglia regains some of his spent energy.
Shouldn't let your guard down.
In melee stance, Tartaglia performs a slashing attack with a wide area of effect, dealing substantial hydro damage to all surrounding enemies.
Dude, he's such a
And if
cool
the elemental
character.
burst hits an enemy affected by Riptide, the Riptide effect will be consumed in a hydro explosion.
And there's just no way to get him
Area
right
of
now.
effect hydro damage. Tartaglia is a formidable warrior who lives for the heat of battle. He chooses his moments to attack and retreat. and is tactical when selecting his mode of attack. This is what makes him so powerful.
And just because he
Faced with
looks
a single
cool.
opponent, start by firing at them from a distance to apply the Riptide status. Then, enter melee stance and go in for the kill. Use fast and frequent attacks to trigger Riptide effects and deal immense damage. Against groups of enemies, build up energy in advance, and unleash an elemental burst in ranged stance to apply the Riptide status to the group.
Oh, is that a 100% chance too?
Then enter melee stance and attack the enemies affected by Riptide, hacking away at their health, while also restoring Tartaglia's energy. Wait for an opportune moment to unleash another elemental burst and take them all out in one go.
It just
bringing the
doesn't
battle
end.
to a clear-cut conclusion.
He just don't stop.
Few
It just
know
don't
that
end.
Tartaglia acquired his fighting skills before becoming a Harbinger. Nor do many know where his lust for combat originates. There is a dangerous secret to the martial legacy he inherits, but it is one that even he himself does not fully understand. Since becoming a Fatui Harbinger, fighting for the Tsaritsa is his new motivation as a warrior. Child is the Tsaritsa's weapon of war, and he stands for the might of Snezhnaya. An icy storm is starting to blow towards the other nations. Brace yourselves. Tevat is about to get cold.
Hold up, is that a reference to us about to get into Inazuma? No, we still got some other characters to do too. Okay, cool. That was a really cool one. Child is just like really cool. I really do like his character a lot. And his boss fight was really fun. It kind of, one thing I can definitely say though, is that it kind of sucks that they didn't more adapt his boss fight attacks into his character. And I get you can't have a boss fight character in, you know, the game like that, but I feel like there are better ways to adapt his moveset from the boss fight into his natural character given, you know, combat style. Not to say I didn't like it, because obviously when I just reacted to it, I obviously liked it. But I'm just saying that it's a little disappointing. But I'm still pleased with what we got. I mean, based off what I saw, I don't even have the character. But yeah, he seems really cool. He seems really cool.
When it comes to Liyue's sacred traditions, the divinity is in the details. Even the most fastidious of academics don't claim to know them all. And yet, the mysterious funeral consultant, Zhongli, seems to know them like the back of his hand.
Yeah, he's been around a while.
The ancient rite of parting is a most unique tradition. Many details have been lost over time, but Zhongli is still able to perform the rite to perfection. Though he looks young, Zhongli knows each ancient tradition inside out, but his own past is shrouded in mystery.
Every journey has its final day. Don't rush.
Whew.
Zhongli excels at
Dude, that
manipulating
voice
geo,
acting.
able to create and absorb geomatter.
Keith kind of kills
sturdy
it.
shields for his allies. This, paired with his exceptional ability in combat, makes him a reliable member of your party.
Bro, can they do a
Zhongli
rerun of him or
seems to
something,
know
please?
Everything about everything, even a simple chunk of white iron ore. He is able to pick out the best ore and use it to maximum effectiveness. When forging polearms, Zhongli recovers a set percentage of the ores used.
Okay, so he also has that ability
Zhongli's
too.
normal attack can combo up to 6 strikes, dealing physical damage to enemies.
That's so cool how he
Hold the
kicks it.
attack button to
I'll never
consume
get
a
over
set
that.
amount of stamina and lunge forward, casting down stone spears across Zhongli's path, dealing significant physical damage to enemies. Tap Zhongli's elemental skill to summon the geo energy from within the ground, and form a stone steel, dealing area of effect geo damage to enemies. While the stone steel remains, it will periodically resonate with nearby geo constructs, dealing continuous geo damage to surrounding enemies.
Oh, okay, cool. They kind of work together.
You can take advantage of this in battle. Draw enemies affected by other elements towards the stone steel, to both deal geo damage and cause crystallize reactions. Use the elemental shield created by crystallize to help your party survive. Stone steels can also be used to block enemy attacks, or climbed to traverse difficult terrain. Holding Zhongli's elemental skill causes geo-energy around him to explode, creating a jade shield and dealing area of effect geo damage. The jade shield absorbs damage. The amount absorbed scales with Zhongli's max HP and is higher against enemies' geo attacks. If Zhongli is surrounded by targets affected by geo, it will drain a large amount of geo energy from up to 2 of them. This effect does not deal damage, but can effectively.
So when shield is active, are you not affected by, like, do you not stagger or anything? That, because that's what that kind of looked like, but
break down enemies' geo armor and nearby ore deposits. After unlocking the talent Resonant Waves, when the Jade Shield takes damage, it will fortify your character, allowing their shield to absorb more damage.
That's so... I need a shield character.
This is order.
Zhongli can bring a huge meteor crashing down, dealing massive geo damage and applying petrification to enemies caught near the impact site. Petrified enemies become immobilized. After unlocking the talent Dominance of Earth, Planet Befall deals additional damage to enemies, which scales with Zhongli's max HP. Zhongli maintains his composure, even as he metes out punishment in battle. His exceptional ability to provide support and deal damage makes him quite prepared for any scenario.
Yes, sir.
As the fight begins, first use Zhongli's elemental skill to summon a stone steel and draw enemies near it, creating the ideal environment for dealing damage. Next, create
dude, you really don't stagger with the shields.
Then,
how have I been playing this game without that?
Charged attacks, stringing together attacks to deal enormous damage. When energy is full, unleash an elemental burst and coordinate your party's attacks to wipe out the enemy. While Liyue Harbor grows restless on the eve of disaster, as the host of the Rite of Parting, Zhongli still calmly goes about his work. The world around him may be descending into chaos, yet he remains unperturbed, sipping his tea and watching a good show. Quite the fascinating character.
Dang.
As Liyue faces the turbulence of change, does he believe it is none of his business? Or is he also a player in this game, acting behind the scenes?
Yeah, something like that.
It may be some time before the answers finally emerge. But no matter, for time is not something I lack.
Yeah, that is also accurate. Dang, Zhongli is still like the coolest character to me, man. He's so freaking cool. Love him. Love him. Okay, I think I might do one more. Because maybe one more. We'll see. I might do Ganyu as well, maybe.
The city of pastorals.
Wait. Let me take it off auto, because auto seems to make it lag more.
Mondstadt is as free as the wind. Even an outsider like Albedo can become chief alchemist of the Knights of Favonius.
Wow.
But on the other hand, his mastery of alchemy means that no one ever would have taken much persuading. Mondstadt was never a nation known for its alchemy, but since Albedo...
Oh yeah, now that I've like basically finished Liyue, I didn't do the interlude, but I know there's an event after I finished Unreconciled Stars. You guys told me there's another event you guys wanted me to react to that I didn't get the chance to do, and it was the Chalk Prince and the Dragon. I don't know if that's one I'm able to watch yet, like, because I know there's also like the Lantern Rite and stuff too, but like, am I able to watch those both before Inazuma, or do I have to finish like the interlude and then Inazuma? I'm not sure, but somebody should let me know if possible.
Albedo's arrival, the knight's achievements in the field sit only behind those of Sumeru's top scholars. Knights and academics. Not two words that one would expect to hear in the same sentence.
He's got a really cool design though. Yeah, I like his design a lot. He definitely seems like he could be the protagonist in a different game, you know?
The calm and collected Albedo is better suited to providing support with reliable geo damage.
Oh, so he's
Still,
Geo too.
his skill set allows him to deal powerful attacks, meaning he
That's
more
not what I would have
holds his
expected.
own on the battlefield. Creation is the basis of alchemy. Albedo's knowledge allows him to find ways to improve crafting recipes and make better use of materials. When crafting weapon ascension materials, he has a chance of doubling the crafting output.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Albedo's normal attack can combo up to 5 strikes with his sword. Holding the attack button consumes a certain amount of stamina and performs 2 swift forward slashes. Tap his elemental skill to create a solar isotoma using alchemy, dealing area of effect geo damage. A field is created around the solar isotoma. Periodically, when an enemy within the field takes damage, a transient blossom is generated at the enemy's location. The transient blossom scales off Albedo's defense, dealing AoE geo damage to surrounding enemies. A transient blossom can only be generated once every 2 seconds. Additionally, making contact with the solar isotoma causes geoenergy to accumulate, forming a crystallized platform that lifts the character up to a certain height. Only one platform can exist at a time.
Okay.
Strategic
That's cool
use of the
for using
crystallized
exploration
platform lets
though
you avoid
too.
plunging attacks in battle, and helps you deal with enemies up above.
Yeah, I usually
When
just use an
adventuring,
arrow character for
hold
something like
Albedo's
that.
elemental skill to choose the solar isotoma's position, and use the crystallized platform to get past environmental obstacles more quickly. After unlocking the talent Calcite Might, transient blossoms deal extra damage against enemies with low health.
Jeez. Two Geo characters back to back, honestly. That's surprising.
Crystallized geo energy bursts forth at Albedo's command, dealing AoE geo damage in front of Albedo. If Albedo's solar isotoma is still present on the battlefield, 7 fatal blossoms are generated in the solar isotoma field.
Oh my
Bloom
goodness.
aggressively, dealing AoE geo damage. After
He would
unlocking
seem
the
like
talent
a-
Homuncular nature, Albedo's
the
elemental
nature
burst
one to me.
increases nearby party members' elemental mastery for a period of time.
Yo, split screen co-op. Yo,
Albedo's
fire.
skill set is a rare and invaluable asset in combat. Creative use of the solar isotoma greatly diversifies the battle, paving the party's way to certain victory. When the battle begins, create a solar isotoma with Albedo's elemental skill. As he and fellow party members attack enemies inside the solar isotoma field, transient blossoms appear and deal damage to enemies, while generating crystalline shields through elemental reactions. Solar isotoma also enables party members to unleash plunging attacks. When energy is full, have Albedo unleash an elemental burst, giving the whole party a performance boost with increased elemental mastery.
If I had to use a Geo character, he definitely would be in the running. Well, okay, let's be real. It'd be Zhongli. It would be
No one
Zhongli,
can
but
dispute
still.
Albedo's talent, but the source of the knowledge he possesses, it once brought about the destruction of a glorious nation. All that most people know of him is his title, Kryda Prince, and that he gained his position in the Knights on recommendation from Alice the Adventurer.
That's Klee's mother, though, right?
Beyond this, the young man is a stranger to them, a complete mystery, and the essence of his knowledge is equally unknown. But I know it well. It hails from Canria, the art of Chemia. Soil and chalk, the universe and earth, pure dust and the birth of human life. There is no mistaking it. I am content to watch most crises play out from the sidelines. But if Albedo were ever to make a single wrong move, I could not let myself ignore it.
What, so he has ties to his old home? Huh? I have a feeling we would learn about it, and we were just talking about it in the Chalk Prince and the Dragon. I have a feeling they were gonna do something with that. I don't know, because we'll probably see Dane again at some point. But he followed into the rift after our sister, so I'm not too sure. But okay, I think I will end things here. We watched about 9 of them or so. There's a lot of these. I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of them, and what makes it different than the other ones I've reacted to is that they're all like a minimum of like 5 minutes long, and there's 50 of them. So I'll make my way through them and stuff like that. I'd love to see how well this video does, if I'm honest, because again, I know that most people probably care about like the version trailers and other stuff like that more. And I guess now that I'm in Genshin Impact, I've learned a bit from the videos that I was doing. Like, I've seen that you guys would probably just rather see me get to say a new area and the initial impressions and story stuff, like, and see like me reacting to this new area and stuff, and then just skip to the climax and the ending. That's what people would probably care more about, in all honesty. And I get that, if I'm honest, because those are things that matter the most. You know, when I go watch Final Fantasy 14 reactions, I'm not usually looking for, you know, the beginning of the game or anything like that. I'm looking at them, you know, reacting to just getting to a brand new area, like, oh, you have no idea what's in store, all that kind of stuff, and then reacting to like the climax and the endings. That's the stuff people care about most, because I know that's what I care about most when I watch reactions myself. But yeah, I have no idea when this is going up, because I've been recording a lot lately. I've technically taken a couple days off, but I've recorded a lot lately, so I don't know which videos are coming next or in what order and stuff like that right now, because I'm Jordan from the past. If you're seeing this, this is me from I don't even know how long ago. But I really enjoyed this. I really do. I'd like to react to some more of it sometime, but I'd like to see how this video does first. If this video does pretty well, like the other Genshin videos have been doing, then I'll certainly just bounce back with right with the next collected Miscellany as well. But yeah, that just kind of depends on you guys' support on this video. If you guys would like to see more of this, hit the like button for your boy. It lets me know that you like this one and want to see more. And not even just this, more Genshin Impact. And subscribing to the channel and make sure you don't miss it when it actually comes out. Because, you know, we can't fully trust YouTube actually having something in your sub box. So make sure you hit the bell icon. It'll actually notify you when the video goes live. But thank you all so much for watching. My name is KingdomAce. And remember, everyone, to play some games, have some fun, and enjoy your day today. Whew, I had a lot of fun with this video. I liked a lot of the gameplay of these guys.